to add a bit more complication to the discussion, I would like to ask Nancy Mock, that is chairing the System and Scale cluster, because you have heard that there was not really a clear discussion around where resilience should be measured. Our impression, Nancy, is that most of the work and attempts to measure resilience are based on household data. And in your view, how this somehow limit our understanding of resilience? I mean, the limited understanding that we have of resilience, and what can be done in order to address this kind of limitation in terms of understanding?
Yes, just as by way of background, when we started the work as preparation for the working group, Tango did a review of 10 major resilience measurement efforts, and of those 10, 7 measured almost purely household level data, household level attributes. And we, in our deliberations, it was quite clear that the outcomes, even the outcomes at household levels, well-being outcomes that might be the evidence that resilience is actually present, were determined by many levels of factors of scale that were not being measured at the household level, representing our view, our emerging view that. Sorry.
We're getting feedback from that place.
Yeah. That the notion of resilience has to be thought of from a systems perspective. In systems thinking, resilience actually was defined by Chris Benet as resilience is the interaction between different processes at different levels and scales. And I actually like that definition as it relates systems thinking to resilience. And the idea being that simply measuring attributes at the household level doesn't give you a very clear sense of resilience. So the notion is that scales and levels of components that determine resilience, such as political systems, socioeconomic systems, cultural systems, ecological systems, it's quite a holistic way to look at resilience as an outcome or resilience as a process. Now, the importance of this is that if one does what we normally do in the food security world, which is measure household level data, focus quite a bit on agroecological information, and at the end of the day want to say something about resilience, we're relatively limited. So a systems perspective is more holistic. It also recognizes the feedback loops, the nonlinearities between systems components. It recognizes that there are very important dependencies between components, and that came up today again in the sessions. So one needs to really look at this problem of resilience from a systems lens. I would say that what was exciting about today wasn't that systems were mentioned or systems thinking was mentioned. It was that we are in an era where we actually can do good systems analysis because we have multiple method analytical approaches, because we have information technology that allows us to collect more efficiently real-time data. So the excitement really is that we can finally do systems analysis. We've talked about it for, 3-4 decades, but we can really now do it.